Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about cardio. So I've already done a similar video to this, it was called HIIT versus LISS, but I thought it would be worth covering once again. So the biggest thing about cardio is you need to realise that it's not black and white. There's not one protocol that's better than the other. It's all context dependent, depends on the person, depends on their lifestyle, how frequently they train, how much body fat they've got to lose, etc. So it's important to know if your goals are fat loss and you're trying to maintain as much muscle as possible, you're trying to do as little cardio as possible. So therefore you're trying to start out on as many calories as you can, just doing weight training alone. This is going to give you your best chance of maintaining as much muscle mass as possible. You've also got plenty of calories to cut from if and when you reach a fat loss plateau, which will happen. So once you've reached a fat loss plateau, this can be a time to either drop calories and or increase expenditure through cardio. So which one do you choose? HIIT, LISS or moderate intensity? Like I mentioned at the start of it, there's not a right or wrong answer, but there's some important considerations. So first thing is time of the cardio session. You really don't want your cardio to be impinging on your weight training. You don't want it to be impinging on your recovery, your ability to move as much weight as possible, to use as much volume as possible. So therefore I would not suggest doing any cardio before the weight training or immediately before the weight training. In between the session itself, so like I've discussed before, where people are doing kind of step ups in between bench press and then going back, your strength is going to be in the toilet without question with that protocol. Lastly, you could put it at the end of the session, after the weight training. So weight training always comes first and kind of the hierarchy of importance. You could also have it on a separate day or earlier in the day, so there's kind of a window of 2-3 hours before your weight training. So that's the first consideration. You're trying to always think, how can I put the cardio in without impinging the recovery of my weight training? Second thing to discuss, what type of cardio to do. Again, not black and white. So the benefits of, say, high intensity interval training, it's quicker to get it done. You can burn a lot of calories in a short space of time. However, it's very similar to weight training in the sense you're doing short bursts of intense activity followed by rest, then you repeat. Therefore, it requires similar recovery capabilities as your weight training does. So you want to use HIIT in moderation. Secondly, could be LISS. So this is low intensity, steady state. This could be walking on the treadmill, walking outside. Benefits of this is it doesn't impede your recovery like the HIIT does. However, it takes longer and you're probably going to burn less calories using this model. So therefore, you're trying to choose the best tool for yourself. Okay, if you really enjoy HIIT, I'd suggest focusing on HIIT, but however, you really need to focus on prioritising away from your weight training sessions. And if you do get to a point where it starts to impinge your weight training, maybe you can add in some LISS instead, or a combination of both. If you really tend to not enjoy high intensity interval training, maybe you should do more LISS. However, it's important to know you're going to be taking more time out of your day if you're going to be doing LISS. So there's always like an opportunity cost, the payoff between everything here. I'd probably suggest a combination of both. Either preference towards HIIT because it just tends to be a little bit quicker, but you can use both. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, cardio is just there as a tool. You can still make excellent progress just by tapering your calories and just keeping the weight training as the foundation. So I hope you found the video useful. It's just a couple of things to consider. The goal is to do as minimal cardio as possible. Secondly, the hierarchy of importance should be your weight training and consuming as many calories as possible. If and when you reach a fat loss plateau, you can do two things. Either taper calories and or add cardio in. I'd suggest starting small, so just add one session first, whether it's HIIT or LISS. Track your progress for the week, and then you can, depending on your progress, either add more or keep doing the same thing if you're already making great progress. This brings me on to my next point. As this is so important, you're tracking your progress, you're tracking your calories, macronutrients, you're measuring your weight, body composition on a weekly basis, you're using photos, and then you can make an objective decision whether to make changes or not. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Thank you very much.